Welcome back. I'm Karen. I'm glad you're here. There's something that I have done in the last month that I wanted to share because I'm figuring that there are some people out there that are kind of in the same boat I've been in. I'm lucky enough to say that I'm retired and I can do whatever I want. However, I find myself seeing months go by where I really haven't accomplished much of anything. Now, for some of you, that sounds fantastic. It's like that's what you should be doing in retirement. Nothing. Do whatever you want to do. And after a while, that does feel good. I'm not going to lie. That feels great after a 24/7 grind, right? However, I feel like I've got so much more I could do. I think about doing something, trying something new, and then the day goes by, another day goes by, a week goes by, then a month goes by, and I didn't even try that. So I thought I am going to really lock in. It's kind of a thing right now. This is like a term out there in the social media world, but I'm going to lock in month by month and I'm going to focus on certain areas of my life. This is not rocket science, by the way. I just want to let you know that. But I'm going to focus on different areas of my life and see if I see an improvement. I thought I would share what the first month of this looked like and what areas I said I would focus on and what happened. Now, my rules, because these could just be your rules as well, are that I have the right to try it for a month. And then after a month, I can take those things away. I'd say, I don't want to focus on that anymore. Maybe adjust them or maybe add new things to my list. That's assuming this worked after a month. So what I thought I would do is just share mine with you. Now, in all honesty, I just put them on my phone right here because I'm on my phone a lot. A lot of people will write them down in a journal, write them down on a piece of paper, put them somewhere where they see them every single day. Do whatever works for you. Mine are in my notes app. I'm sure they probably make an app for this, but I use my notes app for almost everything. It's kind of crazy. I thought I would just share what mine say on my notes app. I don't know when you're watching this. You could be watching this at the beginning of a month, the end of the month, middle of the month. It does not have to be June 1st. October 1st. You could do this at any time. You could say, I'm going to do this from November 4th to December 4th, whatever works for you. So I have my goals listed here. They're not in a ton of detail, but just enough. I have 7 of them here. And the reason I decided to do this, by the way, when I did this when I was working, it made a world of difference. I really accomplished those goals. It was amazing. You know, they always say a goal not written down is just a dream. I think that's accurate. So again, these are my 7 categories. I put down social on here because I used to be super social. I really did. I enjoy being around people. I get energy from them. But the last couple of years, I've really focused on my health. And if you follow me at all on social media, you probably see that a lot. I kind of have been getting away from being social. That sounds terrible, doesn't it? So I thought I really want to get back into that. So I said I would get together 3 times in 1 month with my current friends. I would say, hey, do you want to go to lunch? Do you want to go to dinner? Do you want to just get together, go shopping, whatever it may be? And it could be just with one person. It could be with a couple. It could be with my husband, with some other people. My husband does not count as a person getting together with since I live with him. But I just thought 3 times, that's not too bad. I also put on here, I wanted to get together with someone new once a month. I meet a lot of people in the gym. This has become my new obsession. Again, if you follow me, you know this. I can't believe I'm even saying that. And I meet a lot of great people there, but that's kind of where it ends. Some people, it's like, oh, I'd like to get to know them a little better. Maybe if I just said, hey, would you want to grab a cup of coffee afterwards? You know, they might say yes. Now they might think this is really creepy. This is just my gym acquaintance, my gym friend. I don't want it to go beyond that, but I thought I would try. I thought I'm going to try and see if I meet someone new. I'll take the initiative to say, hey, would you like to get together for something? That was my first goal. My second goal was fitness. I love, as I said, working out, but I really wanted to dial in what I was doing every week. I do a lot of strength training. I've added in a lot of yoga. Now I've added in Pilates or mat Pilates, so to speak. So I just thought I'm kind of all over the place and I really want to focus and see what I can do every single week. My weight loss and nutrition. Again, if you follow me, you know I've lost about 100. Now it's 100. Oh gosh, I don't know, over 110 pounds. And I wanted to lose 4 pounds this past month. And I really wanted to focus on making sure I was getting the protein I needed. I always try to get about 100 grams of protein a day. However, I think I've become really sloppy and lazy with that. I just think I keep it together in my mind. And I know if I would track it in the app I have, I would really be dialing in and it would be a lot easier to lose those 4 pounds. When you're getting closer to where you want to be, it is harder to lose. I'm not going to say that it's as hard as losing 110 plus pounds because I always thought, oh, please, when people would say, I have 5 more pounds to lose or whatever, I'm like, look at having 100 plus pounds to go. I really think that weight will come off if I would focus and make sure that I am tracking everything. My fourth goal were books. I love reading. I love reading. I love the library because I read so much. So I will check out books and then never read them. And there's no reason for me not to have read them. It just takes me picking one up and then I get lost in it if it's a good book. I want it to be really something I'm interested in. I don't want to have to pick it up. I mean, I'm at the point now in my life, I don't have to read, right? I'm reading for enjoyment. Now, my 4 books, I thought I could read 4 books this month. My husband thought I was insane. He said, don't you mean like till the end of the year? Because he's not a reader. And I'm like, no, I could easily read 4 books a month. That's how much I love to read. One of those would be for book club. So it's really just 3 books. I'm not saying one has to be for self-help. One has to be an autobiography. You could do that if you're a reader and you want to start trying to branch out or do different things. I just want to read for entertainment. So I just said, in general, I'll read 4 books. My 5th thing on here was something that I have been talking about doing forever. It's this podcast. It's also on my YouTube channel because I'm recording this podcast for my podcast, but I also record it in YouTube. So you can see me if you're listening to this on a podcast, you could go on YouTube and see me recording this. I've been talking about doing this forever and I just haven't done it. So this past month I said, I'm going to start doing this and take it seriously. So that was my number 5. Number 6 was I was going to reduce my social media time. I spend a lot of time on social media. I'm on TikTok a lot. IGoByKaren, by the way, and Instagram. I'm improving my posting on Instagram. It's IGoByKaren as well. I find when I'm getting ready in the morning, it's easy for me just to keep scrolling on TikTok while I'm combing my hair, putting on makeup, whatever. It takes me 2 to 3 times as long to get ready. I thought, what a waste of my time. So I said for the last month, I would reduce my social media time just by not scrolling when I'm getting ready. I can watch a YouTube video though, because there you really don't have to do much. I mean, you just turn it on, right? And you can watch it and you can move around and do different things. On TikTok or other things, you have to continually scroll and interact with the app. So I thought, okay, I can watch a YouTube video. I'm going to allow myself to do that. I learn a lot from YouTube videos many times. So that was my goal for the last month, to see if I could reduce the time I was on social media. And that was just one little technique I was going to use. The last thing I have on here is go somewhere new every week. I get in a rut and I will always go to the same stores, to the same restaurants, wherever it may be. And there's so much out there. I always think, why am I not doing that? Why am I not trying anything new? I just always go to the same places. So I could go by myself or I could go with someone else. I could go with my husband. I just said, I'm going to try somewhere new every single week. So I thought achieving these goals would really push me forward. It would really make me feel good. Again, these aren't, life-changing goals. I'm not curing any disease. I'm not, creating world peace. But I thought this would make me feel good. I would feel like I'm actually accomplishing something. And these are all things I want to do. So it's not like anyone's saying, you've got to do this. It's me. I'm putting this on myself. So how did I do this first month? And what am I going to do moving forward? Let me tell you, I'll go through each one. The social goals, I did achieve that, going out with 3 different people. However, I have to say, I wasn't the one initiating it. Out of the blue, several people just called and said, hey, would you like to do this? Would you like to do that? So I accomplished that. And it was fun. It was fun. And I said, I need to do this more often. And I used to do it again all the time. So I did do that. Have I spent time with someone new? Yes. Again, though, I didn't do it. So I don't think I can count it. I take a yoga class. I love it. It was the first yoga class I've taken. I probably should be moving on. I'm taking other yoga classes, which I really enjoy, but this is like a yoga 101, but I just love it because it makes me feel so good. And it's more for mental health than anything. But I love the instructor, and she held a coffee after class where anyone could come. She's trying to create a sense of community, which I respect and I really like. So I was the first one there, and I think there were 5 other people. But it was fun just to hear what they're doing and get to meet them, know them a little bit better. So that was my only time. And again, I did not do it. So well, I'll tell you what I'm going to do afterwards, but that's just where I am. Just want to put that out there. Fitness, I really did dial in on this. I really did. I feel like I've got a good handle on what I'm doing. I'm at the mercy of the gym schedule with some classes, so I'm changing things up a little bit, but I do feel like I did accomplish what I set out to do for this month. I really am accomplishing my strength training that I want to do and how much yoga I want to do and my mat Pilates. I think that's where I want to go right now with my fitness. And I am seeing changes in my body when I'm doing yoga and mat Pilates, which is kind of neat. I love it. I love all of that. So the weight loss and nutrition, have I lost 4 pounds? No, I have not lost 4 pounds. It's kind of frustrating. It's very frustrating, to be honest. But let me tell you why. Because did I use that app that I paid for to put in my protein? No, I said I was going to, and I did not. Yes, I did accomplish that. It was tough. I can't believe I'm even saying that because I enjoyed all the books I read. It wasn't like a hardship to read these books. Yes, but I was like, oh, I'd rather be doing something else. And there's nothing else I'm really maybe watching a TV show, doing scrolling on social media. There was no reason for me to be forced to read these books because I really enjoyed them. But I did do that. Podcast and YouTube. Yes, I have done this. I have several podcasts in the bank, as they say, and my YouTube videos in the bank, as they say. I've been editing those, and I'm didn't release everything in this month, but I will be doing it. I'm going to start the whole process. So, or at least that's my goal. I'm going to be launching it all. So I am very proud of myself for doing that. The social media time, I was great at reducing this TikTok for like the first half of the month. I was more productive. I did get ready a lot faster. But the second half of the month, I got lazy again. And I just was like, oh, let me watch this. I watch TMI probably, but I watched Big Brother. This is this reality TV show. I watched it since the year 2000. That tells you 25 years I've been watching this ridiculous reality TV show, but I get a little bit addicted to it. On TikTok, they will give you summaries of what happened because they're live feeds, and I don't watch the live feeds, but I let other people do that. And they're telling you what happened overnight because a lot of stuff happens in Big Brother overnight. So I would just be scrolling on TikTok the second half of the month. And the second of the half of the month, in my defense, that was towards the end of the show. That's towards the finale where you're going to find out who wins. I don't know if that was it or if I just kind of got lazy and said, okay, I'm going to start watching TikTok again just this one time. Well, that turned in the next day and the next day. So for half the month, I was okay. Go somewhere new once a week. I didn't do that once a week, but I did do that probably twice this past month. I need to be better at it. For me, what I did, actually, it was probably more than once or twice. Probably did it 3 times. I put this on here because I wanted to expose myself to new places. I also put it on here for clothes shopping because I'm in a rut as to where I go to buy clothes. I'll probably do a whole nother episode on this because when you lose this much weight, your body obviously has changed. And for over 45 years, I've known exactly where I can buy clothes. It's very limited. It's a lot better than it used to be, but you know where the plus size shops are, you know where you can go online. I've thought now I can shop in many more places, but I'm still intimidated to go in these stores. So this might force me to try some new shops. I did go in a couple of them. It was kind of odd. I didn't try on anything though. I really wanted to. Before I went in. When I went in, there was just nothing I really saw that I liked. But a lot of it, I think, is in my head. I've got to figure out what kind of clothes work for me. That's what I'm thinking moving forward. But I did okay on this goal. So those were my goals. That's how I did. I'm being very honest and transparent here. I did not achieve everything at all. But did this work for me? Will I continue doing it? Yes. Because let me tell you, this podcast and YouTube channel would not have started. I would have just been thinking about it, saying, oh, I should really do this and I should really do that. I wouldn't have done anything again. But I kept thinking, I wrote these things down. I'm holding myself accountable for it. I kept thinking about each of these things. I knew I wanted to read 4 books. That's the only way I got through it because I wrote that down that I wanted to read 4 books. I wanted to lose that weight. I did not track. And I kept thinking, I need to track that protein. I kept thinking, I just didn't do it, but I was thinking about it. The social piece, I was thinking about it. But basically, what this did for me was really focus me on these topics, on these categories. And I was always thinking, I really should do this. I really should do that. I don't know if that makes any sense. Instead of just kind of being woohoo out there, it really helped me say, I really want to focus on these things instead of saying there are 100 things out there I really want to do. These are the things I really want to focus on. Did I do a great job doing them all? No, I did not, but it was my first month. So I'm going to revise it because I'm going to continue doing this. I think it really helped me quite a bit, but I'm going to keep some of these on here. I'm going to adjust some, maybe add a couple more. And let me tell you what I'm going to be doing for this next month. The social piece, I'm keeping that on as is. I think that's really important for me, for my mental health. I enjoy it. The fitness piece, I don't know if I need to write this down anymore. I think I'm going to remove this one. I think it's just second nature to me. I don't need to say I'm going to focus on this because I already am focused on this. The weight loss and nutrition, I am keeping this on here because I do need to start tracking. So I'm keeping that on there for sure. The books, I'm probably going to reduce that to 3 books. I know I can do that. I know I could do 4. This way, I won't be not stressed. I wasn't stressed about reading. It was just like a to-do on my list, but I'm going to keep that on there as 3. The podcast YouTube, I'm definitely going to say I'm rolling it out. I'm going to be posting about it. I'm going to put some more specifics in here as to what I want to do with the podcast and YouTube this month. The social media time, yeah, I'm keeping that on there. And I'm going to add that I need to stop scrolling in the evenings and start reading or doing something else. So that's what I'm going to do on that to reduce my time on there. I do enjoy social media. I just know an hour can go by really fast and I have not accomplished anything. So I'm just trying to limit my time on there. Go somewhere new once a week. I'm going to keep that on there. I think that's a good goal for me for a lot of reasons because I live in a great city. I live in the Phoenix metropolitan area. There's so much to do here. I'm retired. I have no reason not to be going to do that, whether it's, like I said, a store, a restaurant, a museum, whatever it may be. Now, what are my new things I'm going to put on here? I am going to go back to golf. Loved golf. I was taking a lot of lessons before my health journey. I enjoyed it. And one of the reasons I started my health journey was golf. I mean, that wasn't the primary reason, but I realized I could be much better if I lost some weight. I realized I could be a lot better if I did lose some weight. So I want to go back to that. I'll probably just say I want to go to a driving range twice this month just to get kind of slowly back in it. I do this with golf. It's crazy because I live in Arizona. Golf course seems to be on every corner. In the summer, there's so much cheaper to go to a driving range, to go on a golf course. But of course, it's cheaper because it's blazing hot and you need to do this very early in the morning. But what do? No, I wait until October when the weather is changing and the rates go up like crazy. Of course, I would do that. Many times in October in Arizona, just a fun fact, they start closing the courses because they're doing overseeding, I think it's what it's called, with the grass. It's a whole scientific process. So some of these golf courses will be closed, but I think I could still get on the driving ranges. So this is very simple. Just go on the driving range twice this month. I have a fashion goal. As I said, I struggle with my clothes. So I really, really want to nail down what I want to buy. I have cleaned out my closet a million times. I really feel good about what's in my closet right now. Although this morning I said, oh, I need to get rid of a couple more because my body is changing. I don't even want to complain about this, but the clothes are too big and I look really sloppy in them, to be honest. So I need to take out a few more, but I really need to figure out what are my core things I always need to have in the closet. I guess they call it like capsule wardrobes. I need to find out what I would feel good about so I could put outfits together really quickly. And there's so many resources out there on YouTube, online. So I'm just going to really nail down what I want my closet to look like. I did one thing this past month that I used to always do, and I didn't have it on my list. It was creating a menu for the month. I know that sounds crazy. I'll probably do a YouTube video on it, but it's so easy to do, and it just helps me a lot to have options for dinner. Because a lot of times I'm just not hungry, or my husband and I just look at each other. It's just the two of us, and we're like, oh, what do you want? What do you want? We really don't do much. So when I have a menu for the whole month, I also have the ingredients for the whole month. It's not like a tried and true, like I have to stick to Monday, I have to have whatever. We move things around all of the time. So I did that and I was mad because I said I should have put that as a goal because I would have achieved it. I'm always trying to out cheat myself, right? I don't know if I'm going to do that this month or not. I'm just putting that out there. Later today, I'm going to work on the goals and figure out exactly what I wanted. Throwing that out there because I think I may just continue doing that in this month. It won't be that hard because this always happens for my last month. There are many meals we did not eat because life happens or we just weren't in the mood for it. So I have a lot just from last month that I can plop onto this new month, which makes it a whole lot easier to do the new menu. I'm going to put that on my list here. So that's what I'm going to focus on this month. Nothing, again, life shattering, but it really helps me to kind of feel like I've accomplished something for the month. So I highly recommend it just based on my 1 month of doing it. I'm going to give you another update in a month to let you know how I did and how I revised my goals. Maybe this inspired you to do this. You know, it's never too late to do something like this. If you just feel like you're kind of living a dull life and you want to accomplish something, but you just can't get yourself out to do it, write it down, put it in your phone, put it on a piece of paper, put it somewhere, write it down. Don't just keep it in your head. It does make a world of difference and it really keeps you focused. So hopefully this helps someone else out there. Again, it's never too late. Follow me on Instagram and on TikTok. Please hit the follow button if you're watching this on YouTube. Hit the subscribe button as well. I appreciate it so much. And on the podcast, if you want to leave me a review, I'd love that as well. Just had to get all that business piece taken care of, but I will see you next time. Thanks so much for joining me.